Mostly cloudy, blustery today with scattered lake effect snow continuing. We'll stay in the 20s, but those winds 15 to 20 miles per hour will put wind chills in the teens today. Single digits tonight. Snow will taper, but it'll be cold and even windier, and those winds will continue through Sunday before we warm up towards the middle of the upcoming week.
Today is a perfect example of why I miss video rental stores. It's freezing cold out, everything is covered with snow, but in the house it's warm, you got the fire going, you've got pillows and blankets, and these are the exact circumstances where you would say, let's just go rent some movies and stay in for the night. But I'm not talking about streaming. And even though it seems contradictory to say, let's go out and rent some videos and stay in tonight, that was 90% of the fun. See, the point is to stay in so you don't have to go out in the snow and cold. But the process of getting bundled up, going out in the snow and cold to rent movies and get snacks so that you can kick back and bundle up with pillows and blankets while it's snowing and cold outside is awesome. So I thought I'd take you guys on a little ride today and show you some of the places where I actually used to go out and rent videos. Because as you know, just about every video rental store that used to be in existence is now shut down. Even just making the 10-minute drive up this highway from my house, there were so many places I saw where I used to go to rent videos. But the first place we're gonna visit is one that pretty much everybody knows, and it was the very last chain video rental store to shut down, and that is Family Video. Most of these have been turned into like Dollar Generals and things now. I saw one that was a gym, and this one's been empty for quite some time, but it's so cool. I love to drive by here because it still has the signs up, not only on the building, but also on the sign out front. How cool is that? The entire building used to be Family Video from this end all the way down. Then eventually they added the Marco's Pizza, so you could go in and rent videos and then stop in Marco's and pick up a pizza. And then eventually the Family Video closed down, but Marco's is still open. So here's the pizza store, guys, and look at this. They actually just gave me permission to come in here and check out the old Family Video. Look at this. Oh my gosh, just coming in here is so incredibly awesome. This absolutely blows me away. I am literally shaking being in here because just the memories and the feelings that come back from being in here renting. Look at this. I love this. This is incredible, guys, and at the same time it is very like heart-wrenching and saddening to see it like this. So obviously these are the doors you would have come in, and then you would come in and go this way. There's actually a movie drop box right here. Yeah, look at this. If you came in and they were closed, you could put your movies right in a drop box. I would love to have that. But you'd walk in this door here, and right on this wall is where they would have the posters of like new movies that just came in, movies that were gonna be coming in soon. And surprisingly, I can't find any of that stuff online. Like, you would think that that would be available on eBay. Can't even find it on there. This is the door that goes into the pizza shop, and like I said, that wasn't always there. But this is where they had like all the new releases all around this wall here. And then of course there were different shelves in between here. Like, I love abandoned buildings and retail as it is, but this one here is just like so near and dear to my heart. Because I used to literally come in here with my kids on Friday and Saturday nights to rent movies for our own Saturday night snack and a movie. Look at the tiles down here. I'm just going through such a memory lane right now. The checkout counters were right here. There would always be like a big stack of videos on the counter over here that people were taking them out of the return box here and getting them ready to go back on the shelves. Then over on this side is where you would actually stand to rent your videos, and once you rented them, then you would walk through here and out that door. And look at this. This is actually like, I don't know if it's a metal detector, but this was actually sitting over there where you would walk through when you were leaving. I don't know if it would like detect that you were stealing movies or whatever, but kind of cool that that's still here. Look at this. You can see around the walls where the shelves were connected, and then up here you can see where there used to be monitors, and each of those would be playing like the coming attractions, so that you could be looking at videos to rent, and then you'd see things on the TV and be like, oh, let's get that movie. Such an incredible thing just to be standing in here right now, reminiscing. Over here is where you would go in and there'd be like video games to rent. Right over in this area here is where the giant yellow peanut M&M holding candy was standing, the one that I actually have in my basement right now. I've been in so many of these family video stores over the years. I'm pretty sure that I'm correct that that's where the video games were, and then they eventually changed it and put some other movies over there. Yeah, man, I remember just walking along this wall here looking at so many different movies for rent, and there were always like a billion Nicolas Cage movies. Wow, standing in this spot right here, just seeing the windows, and especially the oval window right down there, that is so descriptive of a family video store. And over here is an area that I honestly don't think I ever went in. Of course, there's bathrooms, but back here, I believe, is where the area would be that you could rent the unmentionables. Yeah, I was never into that stuff, but that's exactly what this part of the building is. Oh my gosh, guys, the Maslin Family Video Closeout Manual right there. How cool is that? I filmed so many of my original Saturday Night Snack and a Movie videos right here in this store, including a lot of what you see in the old intros. If I'm not mistaken, I believe right over here is where there was a How to Train Your Dragon poster that I put in the intro. All right, guys, well, wow. What an incredible visit this has been. When this day started today, I never thought in a million years I would be inside one of the old family videos where I used to rent movies. One more look here at the family video. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe we got to go inside there and take a look around. So very cool. All right, on to the next place. So about another 5 minutes up the road here into Canton is this building, which is now a Happy's Pizza and an Avis budget rental. But this used to be a Blockbuster video. If we zoom in and you look at those bricks that are kind of discolored up there, that's what used to be where those blue canopies were all around the edge of the top of the building. And looking at this building, I can still see in my head all the movie posters lining those windows right there. Very cool. As much as I love Blockbuster for what it represents now, a time period that is just no longer existent, I always thought they were a little too expensive to rent from, as was places like Eagle Video inside Giant Eagle. In this store, that Eagle Video used to be right up front ahead of the cash register, so once you checked out, you could go straight ahead, right in and rent a movie. And that eventually became a daycare when that section closed down. The store that I rented from the most in this area would have been Video Time, and there was one right over on the end of this shopping center here. I believe it was in the second building right there where the barbershop is. I could be wrong about that. It may have been this one here on the corner. Yeah, I really don't remember. It could have been the beauty shop down there. I went up there and I was really hoping to find like an old video drop box or something, but I didn't see one. Regardless though, it was one of those, and I used to love coming out here to rent videotapes, VHS videotapes. In fact, when VHS was going out, DVDs were coming in, I remember I used to pull up here because they would have tents lining the highway, and they would be selling off all their old VHS tapes for $5 a piece, which at the time was a major bargain. And I remember getting Jerry Maguire, as well as a ton of other ones. Now, I could be slightly off on this one because the original building was torn down, but right behind me across the street here, what is now this Akron Children's building, used to be another video store that I'd rent from called Video Safari. I remember going in there and getting all the Mike Tyson Best Knockouts videos. And this one was a pretty big store. They had an entire arcade in the back end of the store. And I remember being late on videos before returning them, so I'd come over here and park and wait for them to close so I could go put them in the night drop, because there was something scary about returning them late. And one time I thought I had waited long enough and I snuck up there and dropped them in the night drop just to see that there were people actually sitting in there behind the counter. So we're back in Maslin now, down at the Town Plaza. And the reason I wanted to come down here is for a video store that used to be right over here in this shopping center that I actually don't think I ever really rented from. But the cool thing about this is that the sign is still here for 4-Star Video. Yeah, this building right here, which is now Kathy Boyd's Salon, used to be 4-Star Video. It's so cool that that is still up there. And up till about a year ago, the neon sign used to be right there in the window as well. So this next one I also don't remember coming out to very often, but There's a Your Pizza shop right across the street here, absolutely delicious. A store called John George's right over here, which is like one of these drive-thrus. They have some of the best sub sandwiches in Massillon. And the store that I remember was way back at the end of this shopping center here. It was called Video Stop. This one's out a little bit farther in the opposite direction than where we were usually at, but I do remember coming out here and renting, and it just kind of sticks in my mind because it was in such a weird location way back at the end here. Yeah, guys, this was it back here. I just went in and confirmed it with them. It is now called the Monroe Glow Tanning Salon, and I just remember coming out here, renting movies from right here, and then going across the street to the Your Pizza shop to pick up pizza, and probably hopping right across the street to John George's to grab some pop. Okay, 2 more and we're done, guys. We are about halfway between that Video Stop that we were just at and the 4-star video that I first showed you here in Massillon. When we moved to Massillon, I was 11 years old, and this little tiny building right here, which is now, I don't know what it is, scratch and dent stainless steel appliances or something. This is one of the video rental stores I remember coming to very often. This store is literally like 20 by 30. It's so small, but it was in fact a video rental store, and I believe it was called Seymour Video. I remember coming in here, having to park back here, and you would go in this back door. This was actually kind of the front door. You would go in and there would be 2 big rooms, well, as big as they could be in here, full of videos. And I remember one time, I don't know why I have these weird things that stick in my head, these memories, but I remember one time being in there, and as we were looking at videos, there was this couple in there, and this guy got all excited because they had this movie called Gator Bait Part 2. What in the world? Like, I can't imagine telling my wife I'm excited because they had Gator Bait Part 2. But there it is. Little video store that it was. Seymour Video. Gator Bait Part 2. I'd love to show you how small it is in there. The door was open, but nobody answered when I said hello, so I'm not going to go in. But the last one that I want to tell you about just happens to be right behind that one, and it's this building right back here. When I first moved here, this used to be a Dairy Mart. The school that I went to was Lauren Andrews Junior High, right down that street there. I don't know, about 100 yards. And we used to stop at this Dairy Mart before school, and we'd get things like these chocodiles and chocolate milk just to have some breakfast. But this eventually closed and became a Roadrunner Video. And truthfully, I don't recall renting from that one very often either. I just remember that my friend Mike worked there. That's it. No, I probably rented from there more than I can remember, because I do remember being in there walking around and just looking at all the videos and everything. But another thing I think is funny about all these former video stores is there's always a pizza shop nearby, and this little building right back here, right across the street from what was the video store, you can see on the side of it, there is a painting of a pizza man, and I can't remember what that store was called, but I think it was called DeLappy's Pizza. Guys, thank you for joining me today on this adventure, on this trip down memory lane. And if you've never experienced going out to a video store to rent movies, I can't even tell you how awesome it feels to come home at the end of the day with a stack of videotapes or DVDs that you rented from your favorite store. And even though it doesn't come close to the real thing, when they all shut down, you build your own. I know this was different from our regular episodes. Usually we choose an awesome movie and an awesome snack. We make the snack right here. You guys follow along in your own home, and then we part ways to enjoy our snack and watching the movie with our family. Stay tuned, guys. This is only gonna get better.